everybody, and welcome to Storm Reads. And if you're new, I am glad to see you here. I have noticed that I have got around 282 subscribers, so thank you for that. I'm hoping to get to 300 soon. That is a goal, to get to 300. So tell your friends. Shout me out, do something, I don't care. And anyway, today I'm going to be doing my most anticipated reads for the fourth quarter. I can't believe we are already here for the last quarter of anticipated reads. This year has just gone by so fast. Anyway, it's a pretty chunky list. Hopefully it doesn't take too long, but you might want to get you a cup of coffee or something and sit back and relax, because here we go. So the first book I have is The Outlaw, Scarlett, and Brown by Jonathan Stroud, and it comes out October 5th from Alfred A. Knopf Books for Young Readers. I'm probably not saying that right, but it's that. And it says Scarlett McCain is a shoot first, ask questions later kind of outlaw. She scrapes by on bank heist, her wits, and never looking back. She's on the run from her latest crime when she comes across Albert Brown. He is the sole survivor of a horrific accident, and against her better judgment, Scarlett agrees to guide him to safety. This is a mistake. Soon there are men with dogs, guns, and explosives hot on their heels. Scarlett used to being chased by outlaws, but this is extreme. It was only a little bank she robbed. As they flee together across the wilds, fighting off monstrous beasts, dodging their pursuers, Scarlett comes to realize that Albert Brown is hiding a terrible secret, and he may be the most dangerous threat of all. So, sounds like it's going to be super good, and I can't wait to give it a try. The next book I have is Daughter of the Deep by Rick Riordan, and this comes out October 5th as well from Disney Hyperion. It says Anna Dagmer is a freshman at the Harding Pencroft Academy, a 5-year high school that graduates the best marine scientists, naval warriors, navigators, and underwater explorers in the world. Anna's parents died while on a scientific expedition 2 years ago, and the only family she's got left is her older brother Dev, also a student at HP. Anna's freshman year culminates with the class's weekend trial at sea, the details of which have been kept secret. She only hopes she has what it takes to succeed. After all her worries were blown out of the water when the bus ride to the ship, Anna and her schoolmates witness a terrible tragedy that will change the trajectory of their lives. But wait, there's more. The professor accompanying them informs Anna that their rival school, Land Institute, and Harding Pencroft have been fighting a Cold War for 150 years. Now that the Cold War has been turned up to full boil and the freshmen are in danger of becoming fish food, in a race against deadly enemies, Anna will make amazing friends and outstanding discoveries about her heritage as she puts her leadership skills to the test for the first time. Sounds cool. And I pretty much always like all the Rick Riordan books I've read. I haven't read nearly enough of them, and I need to prioritize that and do that. But I did enjoy the Percy Jackson series. So, yeah. The next one is The Violent Season by Sarah Walters, and it also comes out on October 5th, and it's from Sourcebook Fire. And it says an unputdownable debut about a town marred by violence, a girl ruined by grief, a harsh reality about what makes people decide to hurt each other. The Violent Season is a searing, unforgettable, and thrilling novel that belongs on the shelf with Sadie and Girls in Pieces. Every November, the people of Wolf Ridge are overwhelmed by a hunger for violence. At least that's the town's rumor. That's all I put down for that one, because I didn't want to know too much about that one, and I don't know, but it sounds pretty interesting just with what I read right there. And the next one comes out October 12th, and that's The Troubled Girls of Dagmer Academy by Anna Rusa. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Okay, this one is from Walden Pond Press, and it says, if no one notices Maria Lupu, probably pronouncing that wrong. It likely because of her brother Luca, and that's because of what everyone knows, that Luca is destined to become a sorcerer. The Lupus might be a small village far from the capital city of Illyria, but that don't matter. Every young boy born to the kingdom holds the potential for a rare ability to wield magic, to protect the country from a terrifying force known as the Dread. For all the hopes the family has for Luca, no one has any for Myra, or Maria, probably pronouncing it wrong, who can never seem to do anything right. But even so, no one's prepared for the day the sorcerers finally arrive to test Luca for magical abilities, and Maria makes a terrible mistake. Nor the day after, when the Lupus receive a letter from a place called Dagmer Academy, a mysterious school for wayward young girls like Maria. So that sounds cool. Seems like because she messed up and made some kind of mistake, they're shipping her off to an academy, and I think probably some interesting things will aspire while she's there. You will notice that a lot of my books that I am looking forward to are middle grade, some young adult, and some mystery horror type things. I'm like super into middle grade right now. It's just the mood that I am in. So that's the things that sounded good. Anyway, this one is Where Echoes Lie by Shannon Shurin. Not sure of that. And it comes out October 19th from Penguin. And it says, Rena Faye believes in things she cannot see and touch, or at least capture through the lens of her camera. Things like the moon bow, a gray and white colorless bow that arcs out of the Cumberland Falls every month when the moon is full. This natural phenomenon is what keeps her family's motel business afloat and what puts a tiny Kentucky town on the map. That and the legends of the Ghost Bride. Along with everyone else who has grown up near the falls, Rena knows the tragic tale of a bride who walks the cliffs at moonlight, but when her grandma tells her that the legend is real, and worse, that the Ghost Bride has cursed the women of their family, she dismisses it as just another of her Mama's famous stories. But when Rena Faye's life begins to fall apart, she must delve deeper into the story surrounding the legend and re-examine who she can trust, as well as the truth about her town, family history, and because the curse could take everything and everyone she holds dear. Sounds right up my alley. Can't wait. So the next one I have is Another Kind by Kate May and Trevor Bream, and it comes out October 26th from, I think it said Harper Alley. And this is a graphic novel. It might be the only graphic novel I have on here, but it sounded really cool. And it says, tucked away in a government facility nicknamed the Playroom, 6 not quite human kids learn to control their strange and unpredictable abilities. Life is good, or safe at least, and hidden from the prying eyes of the judgmental world. That is until a secret breach forces them out of their home and into the path of the Collector, a mysterious being with leech-like powers. Can their group band together to thwart the Collector's devious plan, or will they wind up the newest addition to his collection? So it sounds like it'd be really cool, kind of middle grade graphic novel. So that's all I have for October. And so the November books that I think sounds pretty cool is Vacancy by K.R. Alexander, and it comes out November 2nd from Scholastics. And it didn't really have any information on Goodreads, except it says it's centered around a spooky hotel where guests do not check out the way they checked in. And the cover looks really cool, and I think it sounds pretty cool just with that. I would have probably put it on here even if it had more on there with just that line. So, got me anyway. The next one I have is Killer Research, and that's by Jen McKinley, and it's the 12th book in the Library Lovers series. Comes out November 2nd from Berkeley, and I cannot wait. This is my favorite cozy mystery series, and I am so been anticipating this. I've known it's been coming out for a long time, and I want it in my hands right now. I need it. Okay, so spring is livening up Blair Creek after a long, cold winter. And even though the up-and-coming mayoral election is getting heated, everything else in town is coming up daffodils until the body is found. And I don't want to say too much more because since it is the 12th book, there could be some spoilers in the blurb that maybe some other people didn't know what was going on. But yeah, it features the librarian, Lindsay, and a boat captain named Sully. And it's got some really cool characters, and I just can't wait for this one to come out. Okay, so the next one I have is By the Light of Fireflies. It's by Jenny L. Walsh. And this one comes out November 2nd. It's from Wyatt Mackenzie Publishing. And it says, Sybil Londonton believes in the legend of fireflies. They appear when you need them most. But it's not until her family is thrust into the dangers of the Revolutionary War and into George Washington's spy ring that Sybil experiences firefly magic for herself, guiding her through the darkness, empowering her to figure out who she's supposed to be and how strong she really is, as she delivers an imperative message and warns against British attack. It says, By the Light of the Fireflies is a captivating tale of a young girl's journey as a daughter, a sister, a friend, a spy, and eventually a war hero, completing a midnight ride that cements her place in history as the female Paul Revere. And I actually looked that up, and it is based on a true person, a girl who did that, so I think that's super cool. And so yeah, I had to get it to read it because, you know, a female Paul Revere sounds like so cool. And so the next one I have is Eddie Whatever by Lois Ruby. This comes out November 2nd, and it's from Lerner Publications. It says that a 13-year-old Eddie needs to do a community service project to prepare for his bar mitzvah. Against his better judgment, he ends up with a volunteering gig at Silverbrook Pavilion Retirement Home, where the residents call him Eddie Whatever, rather than worrying about remembering his last name. These old folks soon upend all Eddie's assumptions about the boringness of the elderly. There's a dramatic courtship unfolding, long-hidden secret identities, a rumor of a vengeful ghost, and a thief on the loose. When suspicions falls on Eddie, he teams up with his fellow volunteer and crush, Tessa, to solve the mystery of Silverbrook. Sounds super cool. It's a contemporary, and it's kind of a mystery, and I try to put on here at least one contemporary middle grade. I'm trying to get more and more into the contemporary side of middle grade instead of more like the horror fantasy mystery. So, and it sounds cute, and I like it because it's about him working at an old folks home. So the next one I have is Down a Dark River by Karen Oden. This is the first book in the Inspector Corvin series. It comes out November 9th from Crooked Lane Books, which is one of my favorite publishing companies. It says, this book introduces to us Inspector Michael Corvin when he investigates a string of vicious murders that has rocked Victorian London's upper crust. It's London, 1878. One April morning, a small boat bearing a young woman's corpse floats down the murky waters of the Thames. When the victims, identified as Rose Albert, a daughter of a prominent judge, the Scotland Yard director gives the case to Michael Corvin, one of the only senior inspectors remaining after a corruption scandal the previous autumn left the division in ruin. Okay, I'm just going to cut it off there. I don't want it to spoil too much because I think it kind of goes a little too in-depth on this synopsis, so I'm not going to say any more. But doesn't that sound really good? I think it sounds really good. I love historical mysteries, so it sounds right up my alley. So the next book I have is Schwass Bucklers from Dan Hanks. This comes out November 9th from Angry Robots. It says, when Cisco Colin returns to his hometown 30 years after saving it from being swallowed by the hell mouth opened up by an ancient pirate ghost, he realizes that being a childhood hero isn't like what it is in the movies. Especially when nobody remembers the heroic bits. Even the friends who once fought alongside him, struggling with single parenting and treated as a bit of a joke. Cisco isn't really into Christmas spirit like everyone else, a fact that's made worse by the tendrils of the pirates' powers creeping back into our world and people beginning to die in bizarre ways. With the help of a talking fox, an enchanted forest, a long lost friend haunting his dreams, and some 80s video game consoles turning into weapons, Cisco must now convince his friends to once again help him save the day. Yet they quickly discover that being a ghost-busting hero is so much easier when you don't have school runs, parent evenings, and nativity plays to attend. And even in the middle of a supernatural battle, you always need to bring snacks and wipes. So it just sounds like it might be kind of a funny, kind of like fantasy kind of adventure. I don't know, but it sounds cute, don't you think? So the next one I have is The Dead Cries Justice. It's by Rosemary Simpson. This is Gilded Age Mystery number 6. I really enjoy this series. I'm behind by 1, so now I'll be behind by 2 when this one comes out, if I haven't read the other one before then, which I probably won't. And maybe I'll do them both in November, since this one comes out in November. But anyway, it's about heiress turned sleuth Prudence Mackenzie and ex-Pinkerton Jeffrey Hunter, who steps out of the elite society of the Gilded Age New York as they venture into the city's crime-ridden streets and most dangerous neighborhoods in search of 2 missing children. And so this is a historical mystery. It takes place in May 1890, and it sounds like it's going to be super good, and I don't want to give away too much by reading too much of the synopsis, since it is number 6. And so that's all the books that I have for November. And so, here comes December. I can't believe I'm saying here comes December. Okay. So, in December I have... Okay, so the first one I have for December is I Know Your Secret by Daphne Benedis Grab. Probably butchered that. But it comes out December 7th from Scholastic Press. And it says, one of us is lying meets Pretty Liars for middle grade. So, I mean, that's pretty intriguing right there. An email arrives Sunday night. Do exactly what I say, when I say, or your secrets, or I will reveal your secrets. On Monday morning, 7th graders Owen, Gemma, Allie, and Todd, who have nothing in common and barely know each other, must work together, follow the instructions of the anonymous blackmailer. None of them want to go along with the blackmailer's instructions, but each of them have a secret that they must protect at all cost. Says, I Know Your Secret is an exploration of why we conceal the truth, how far we will go to keep it hidden, and the power of being honest. So, sounds pretty good. And the next one I have is Strangeville School is Totally Normal by Darcy Miller. It comes out December 7th from Random House Children's Publishing. And this says, Harvey Hill just wants another kid to think he's normal. So he's happy to start fresh as a new kid at Strangeville Middle School. Except Strangeville is anything but normal. Something sinister swims in the drinking fountain. The cafeteria could swallow you whole. And a giant rat named Cuddles is on the loose. And don't even get the vice principal started on the 3rd floor supply closet. In fact, don't even think about what is in the supply closet. At least Harvey has his guide and sort of new friend Stella Cho to show him the ropes. School newspaper reporter, first chair Flugelhorn, and hiding a secret of her own, Stella shows Harvey that being normal is overrated. But when Stella goes missing while trying to solve the secrets of the supply closet, that supply closet, Harvey must embrace what makes him unique to save his friend and his new school. It says, Sideways Stories from West Side Schools meets Welcome to Nightville in this wacky new series. So, I didn't have very many books for December because they just either weren't out on NetGalley, where I try to get a lot of my stuff for Edelweiss, and I do try to search other places, but sometimes I just can't seem to find anything, and I think it's just because some don't put out their December books until it's a little bit closer to December. So I'm sure I'll probably be anticipating a lot more books in December come December. But for right now, This is all I had. So this is my last book, and it's my only young adult fantasy type book that I have on here. And it's Mind Like a Diamond by Amanda Pavlo. And let's just take a minute to admire this really pretty cover. It is so pretty. Comes out December 14th by Sword and Silk. And it says, "You don't have to believe in magic for it to kill you." Okay, tagline right there had me hooked. I knew it was going on this anticipated list. I mean, you got the cover, you got that cool tagline. That's really all you need, right? But then it says, 17-year-old gymnast Lisette Colbert is skeptical of her criminal mother's claim that they are descendants of pirate witches. But on Halloween night, Lisette will come face to face with an indisputable proof. Lured by a $10,000 prize, Lisette recruits her best friend Xavier, and together they enter the 13th realm of hell, an escape room style haunted house run by a mysterious coven. Xavier has his reservations, especially after reading the fine print on the waiver to enter. Lisette is too focused on proving herself to consider the risk. With him or without him, she is determined to complete all 13 realms. If she wins the prize money, she'll avoid eviction from her beloved French Quarter apartment. But the witches who run the show don't write happy endings. Now, I mean, come on. Does that not sound cool? So that's all the books that I have that I'm anticipating for December. I've started trying to be really picky about what I put on my anticipated reads list. I mean, I could just say that I want to read like a whole bunch of things. I mean, there could have been like a ton of mystery books on here. There could have been like probably a lot more middle grade and all that stuff. But I'm trying to be really picky, trying to pinpoint on things that I really know that sound like I'm going to enjoy them. And so trying to squash my anticipated reads list a little bit. I'm thinking about next year. I don't know what y'all think about this, but maybe like putting out quarterly anticipated reads that span like the 3 months, and then maybe doing a more in-depth like January release, February release, May release, just to so I can get in some extra goodies that I don't want to put on the anticipated release list, because then I mean I could make it like super long and we don't want to do that. So I don't know, what do you think? You could let me know. Also, do any of these sound good? What do you think about them? Would any of these you'd like to put on your anticipated reads? Have you heard of these? Do you did I actually find books that you haven't heard of? I always like to try to do that. I like to try to add to people's TBRs if I can. And anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and hit that notification button so that you'll know when I post videos, because I am kind of sporadic, I will admit. I need to focus on more of a, you know, when I'm going to post, but yeah, I'm sporadic, so you never know. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.